Keep it going, guys. Spanish Gold with us. How fun it is to meet up with some new music. God, good for you guys. Spanish Gold, new album, South of Nowhere. Get it. It has been in my player. And this is not word service either. Quite often, a new band will come through. I'll get the new album. We'll listen to it a little bit. This hasn't left my player. In fact, I'm talking to my boss back here. She says she's listened to it the entire weekend over and over. Is it supposed to be like that when we don't know about you and you're not getting radio play? I mean, all of a sudden, these are catchy tunes.
Well, that's the goal. The goal is to write some songs that are catchy, you know. But I think the main thing, too, with, you know, we've all been in other bands, and the process is different each time for each band that you're in and stuff. And here, there was definitely a goal. We had some material that we believed in and felt like, man, these songs they kind of just seem like the kind that maybe, you know, more people would be into. And it's pop music, man, you know. It's rock and roll, but it's definitely just that kind of sensibility of writing songs about, you know, like just like old hip hop guys, you know, hooks and things like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I also read on the website how you guys said, because you're pretty much students of the same age too, musical students of the same age. Yeah. It kind of, the album reminds you, or someone, whoever had put it on words there on the website, it was like a collaboration of watching MTV back in the old days when they actually had music and they didn't have the hip-hop hour and the metal shop hour. You just had all this different music coming together to make an album.
Yeah, people forget about it. I know now, I guess if you're born, you know, in sort of the late 90s, you didn't get to experience MTV, you know, maybe the way that we did, where you're constantly they didn't break down when they had like an hour long of videos. They wouldn't. You know, they had shows like Yo MTV Raps and Headbangers Ball and stuff, but when they would just play blocks of videos, you would get a Dr. Dre video, and then you would get a Tom Petty video, and then you get a Madonna video. There was all these genres that, you know, they didn't really think in those terms, and it's kind of nice, kind of refreshing. You got to be exposed to different kinds of music, maybe stuff you wouldn't normally listen to, you know.
Now, the band's been together since last year, right?
Right. We started recording maybe about a year and a half ago, and we did it in 3 cities, so it took us a bit. We did it, most of the recording in Nashville, but we also spent time in Louisville and in Austin. Adrian lives in Austin, and Patrick, over here on drums, lives in Louisville, so we kind of went to each person's hometown and figured it out.
Well, let's do that. Introduce the rest of the band. We've had Patrick in the lounge before.
Yeah, on drums from Louisville, Kentucky, is Patrick Hallahan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then from Austin, Texas, this is Adrian Quesada. And the 3 of us really kind of spent, you know, the bulk of the time making the record. And then we've got some friends from Texas and from Nashville, Susanna Schofel, Elise Gafkin, and then John Branch here on bass guitar.
He said Branch. It's good.
Johnson, where are you from?
I'm from, well, I live in Nashville, but me and Adrian grew up in Laredo, Texas. We're border kids.
How's Texas meet up with Kentucky? How's that all happen?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Yeah. You know, fortunate. Patrick and I played in a band together. We supported Dan Auerbach on his solo tour when he did that solo record.
Keep it lit.
Keep it hid, yeah, right. Patrick and I both played in that band, and so we spent a lot of time in buses and hotel rooms together, knew how to be in a band together. It's pretty easy. He was the first person was like, well, I know how to be in a band with Patrick. Let's call Patrick.
There's rules, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Some people, you know, yeah. You starting a band's easy, but you know, living with people is very difficult.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
And keeping
like
it
dating.
this close. Say again?
It's kind of like dating.
Well, it's definitely a family for sure. So you guys, you've been on the road now. Like this is the wrap up, isn't it?
Yeah, tonight's going to be our last show of the tour. We've been out for about 5 weeks. So right when the record came out, we started out in Boston, and so we just kind of did the circle around the country. So, right. Yeah.
And you and Patrick have other commitments also. So what happens to Spanish Gold?
Well, we all have other commitments.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's
you know, got other bands that they work with and stuff. But for this, you know, I think people are always hesitant when they think of side projects or think of things like that. And honestly, you know, you can do it. You need enough. It helps to have a good support team, like management, calendars booked far out in advance. But really, if you want to get it done, It means not going home very much.
Right.
So you need an understanding family
Family
situation.
support,
But really, you can make it happen. I mean, and we're doing our best to prove that. Hopefully.
Excellent. Well, I'll tell you what, this album right here feels least like a side project to anything I have heard in a long time. So
thank you so much.
Get ready for it to blow up big, man. What happens if you guys start headlining and
that doesn't
MMJ starts warming up for you guys?
I'll cross that path when I come to it.
That's a big bridge, isn't it?
Those are hardly problems. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm more concerned about what if it does nothing. Yeah, that's gonna be but.
Well, it should not do nothing, if I can say that double negative, because it is a fantastic album. Spanish Gold, South of Nowhere. Doug Fur wrapping up their tour tonight. We got him in the Bing Lounge this afternoon. Thanks, guys. And ladies.
Thanks, Steve.